Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast, brought to you by DirecTV, 1-800-259-7646. Also brought to you by RVRealtor.com. If you're buying an RV or selling an RV, check out RVRealtor.com and the Dollar Shave Club. Here's John and Heidi.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Wednesday. How you doing there, beautiful?
Fantastic. How are you?
Good. We're halfway through the week. I cannot believe it. It just seems like yesterday was Sunday, and all of a sudden here we are halfway through the week already.
I know.
It's
Our kids
nuts.
went to camp. They'll be home in a couple of days. It's almost over. Our freedom is almost done.
When they get back and they ask us what we did while they were gone, we have to have some fun stories. So let's start going out and doing some crazy
Let's
stuff.
do some stuff.
So what'd you guys do while we were gone? Sat on the couch and watch TV. Hey, there's a radio station in Gifu, Japan. Gifu. Would you say Gifu?
I have no idea.
That's what I would say. Gifu, Japan, broadcast nothing but the human heartbeat. You okay? Bless
Sorry,
you.
sneeze.
Gesundheit.
Excuse me.
God bless you. They broadcast nothing but the human heartbeat 24 hours a day on this radio station. Listeners say that it helps them relax. So there's a radio station that has nothing but boom, boom, boom.
Wow.
How do they get advertising on that? This heartbeat brought to you by. I'm not exactly sure how that works. That's in Japan. People right now are probably saying, well, that'd be better than the John and Heidi Show.
Would you listen to that?
No,
I wouldn't listen to that.
I would not. Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
This portion of the program is brought to you by Dollar Shave Club. Get razors for $1 a month, plus a few bucks shipping. So you can enjoy fresh razors every month for as little as $3. Learn more at dollarshaveclub.com/radio.
Two Australian scientists claim that they've invented a real thinking cap. You know, when you were a kid, you're like, let me put on my thinking cap.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly why we ever even used that term because it never made a whole lot of sense. I got to wear a dunce cap once when I was a kid.
Did you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was not good.
At school?
Yeah.
Like you guys really had a dunce cap. So our school did not have that.
Yeah, well, it was a substitute teacher. And I was not being a good kid, so I probably had it coming.
Wow.
I certainly wouldn't complain because I was being a naughty kid. I was pretending to have a different name. so anyway, long story. I was pretending to be somebody else, and I was not on the list. And then John Small was missing, so I got in trouble. It was a bad idea.
It was a bad idea.
I didn't think this through in second grade, apparently. Anyway, they've invented a real thinking cap that can actually improve your thinking skills and increase the IQ of people who wear it. So I think I need to get one of those and wear it during the show.
Really?
Every little bit will help, I'm telling you. Coming up, we're going to talk about how much would it cost to have a famous person come to your event. That's on the way.
This portion of the program is brought to you by RVRealtor.com. If you want to buy or sell an RV, go to RVRealtor.com. List your RV for free. Learn more at RVRealtor.com.
You know it's true because you heard it on the radio. I found this little thing online and I share it on the radio, and I always try to find something that's just unbelievable and interesting. And this one here is probably out of the budget for most of us, but if you want to have a celebrity join you at an event, there are lists online where you can find out how much these folks charge for this. So odds are you can't afford them. At least I can't. Maybe you can. But how much would it cost to have a B-list celebrity or somebody that's maybe not quite as popular today as they once were? On here it says has-beens, but I don't think that's nice. Even if you can't afford them, here's a few of the stars of yesterday and what they charge to go out and give a speech. So we'll start on the bottom of the list, the cheapest ones. Bob Eubanks. Now, he was a game show host, right?
I think so.
Yeah, he was. Bob Eubanks, $10,000, and he'll come give a speech for
Whoa!
it. Yeah. LeVar Burton.
I have no clue who that is.
Well, he was on one of the Star Trek things. Star Trek Next Generation, maybe. LeVar Burton, $30,000.
Wow.
You see the guy from the Reading Rainbow, too? Reading Rainbow.
I have no idea who that is.
Louis Anderson. Comedian. He was the host.
I wouldn't say he's a has-been, would you?
I don't think so either, but he was the host of a TV show. He doesn't have the show anymore, so maybe that's why they put him on the list. Comedian Louis Anderson, $44,000. He'll give a speech for you.
Gosh.
Suzanne Summers. She'll give you a speech for $62,000.
Oh, my gosh.
And here's a has-been that's still not a has-been because he's on America's Got Talent. Howie Mandel. What do you suppose he charges?
Oh, I love Howie.
What do you suppose he charges? We could have him come give a speech.
80,000.
Oh, you were close. $70,000. $70,000, you can have Howie Mandel come and, give a speech at your next event. So there you go. And
Plus travel expenses, I'm sure.
Well, probably.
I'm sure it's not included in that number.
It should be.
Because, well, you think it should be, yeah.
That's plenty enough to get them wherever you want them to go. So there you go. And if you'd like to have John and Heidi speak at your event, it don't cost you nothing. We just show up. Matter of fact, we go to things we weren't even invited to. They're like, who are these people and why won't they leave? All right. Thank you so much for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
The John and Heidi Show is brought to you in part by the Keystone Treatment Center.
This is your brain, and this is your brain on drugs. We share silly stories here on the program, but addiction is no joke. If you or someone you know suffers with an addiction to drugs or alcohol, make today the day you seek help.
Call toll-free 844-204-1055.
That's a toll-free number. Again?
844-204-1055.
And this is your brain on drugs. Drinking and driving is dumb. So is playing with matches. Police in upstate New York accused student Christopher Chaines of going through a lot of trouble to avoid a DUI court date. Now he's in a lot more trouble. He's charged with torching the new municipal offices in Seneca Falls that house the court.
Whoa!
He allegedly set fire to the building just hours before he was supposed to go for felony charges of driving while intoxicated. Now he faces third-degree arson. He was ordered on a $200,000 cash bail. If convicted, now he's going to go to jail for about 15 years.
Oh, my God.
Going to sit in prison. Now, it was not a good idea for him to do the drinking and driving. That was a bad idea.
It's a way worse idea.
It was a colossally worse idea, if that's even a thing, to do the whole match thing.
Oh, my goodness.
If you make a mistake and you do something dumb,
that's one way to try to get out of it, I suppose.
Not a good way. But
no,
it is a way.
But it is a way.
All right. And this has been your brain on drugs.
This portion of the program is brought to you by Keystone Treatment Center. Addiction is no laughing matter. Call Keystone Treatment Center toll-free at 1-844-204-1055.
Now your moment of duh. Getting out of taxes is not just illegal. It could be your moment of duh. A White Horse, Yukon, Canada man tried to get away with paying no taxes. He was fined $3,000 by the government. Now, that in itself is not a moment of duh. There's a lot of people that don't want to pay taxes, but it's how he tried. Cliff Hanna attempted to persuade a judge that he's a free man who owes the government nothing. In a sworn affidavit, he declared that the name James Clifford Hanna was put on my birth certificate many years ago without my permission.
Wow.
He's disclaimed responsibility for debts or obligations that the government assigns to that name. He said, you can charge that to that guy all you want. That's not me. I never approved that name. I know I was an infant and all. He said, there's no record anywhere that I've ever accepted the name Hanna. As far as I'm concerned, the name James Clifford Hanna is hearsay. Well, the judge didn't buy it. He's like, well, Mr. Hanna, here's your $3,000 bill. If you want to stick around, we can maybe give you contempt of court, too. What the heck?
That is insane.
Yeah, that is insane. And that is your moment of duh. Scoop of the day is on the way.
The Scoop of the Day is brought to you by Wells Blue Bunny. If you want delicious ice cream, be sure to look for the Blue Bunny. Sure to have your favorite flavors. Learn more at bluebunny.com.
And now, the scoop of the day. Around 880 tons of smuggled frozen meat have been seized by the Chinese authorities, including one batch dating from the 1970s. Yes, the meat was bound for restaurants, retailers, and supermarkets. Smuggled frozen meat from the 1970s.
Where was this?
China.
Oh.
After spending 14 hours on top of a 9-story high crane at a construction site, a homeless man in San Jose was coaxed down from the cab he was perched in after he was promised a burrito. Come on down. We'll give you a burrito. I think we might have talked about that a week ago.
No, the one that we talked about before was some guy who was
Pizza.
getting ready to jump off of a bridge and he
Yeah.
was coaxed out with pizza.
That's right. It was pizza.
Yeah, it was
this guy
pizza.
a burrito. These are two different stories.
Yeah.
21-year-old Florida resident Tyler Butler has been arrested on charges of arson and using explosive devices after cops say he tried to prevent a bank from selling his foreclosed home by attempting to blow up the house with a bowling ball bomb. The bomb
bowling
included
ball bomb?
Yeah. Bomb included a gunpowder-filled center and a rope for a fuse. He apparently watched one too many Wile E. Coyote movies. So he took a bowling ball and drilled it out.
Huh.
and filled it with, like the little bombs you saw in, remember cartoons? I
That
don't
was
know
a
if-
can. Wasn't that? I
like
always
a
assumed those were
cannonball bomb.
cannonballs.
I don't know. It had a fuse on
I
it.
didn't know they were bowling
Didn't
balls.
ask Wiley what he was up to. It just happened. So anyway, it didn't work out so hot for Tyler. Maybe he'll have to call Acme and get something new. In Mexico, a Donald Trump piñata is currently a very popular item. So they're apparently big fans of Donald Trump and smacking him with a stick.
Yeah, well, I'm sure they are.
He's the one that's saying that he doesn't want them moving here. So
No. That is not
he
what
doesn't
he's
want them
saying
moving here
at all.
illegally.
Don't you put words
Hey.
in his mouth.
I'll say it the right way. He doesn't want them climbing over the fence and coming here illegally. He wants them to come here legally.
Yes.
So there you go.
Follow the laws.
There you go. So that
Yes.
that
That's
has
what I want
caused
to.
a bit
Follow
of a
the
stir.
laws.
And now, folks down there not so big fans of Donald Trump. Eat fiber, live longer. That's a conclusion from the largest study yet on fiber and longevity. Fiber fights heart disease and certain cancers and protects us from lung ailments like pneumonia and the flu. If you're like most Americans, you're probably not getting enough fiber. On average, we eat only 15 grams a day. The recommended daily amount is how much, Heidi?
More than that.
Yes, you're correct. You are absolutely correct. More than that. 25 grams for women, 38 grams for men. That's a lot of fiber.
That is a lot of fiber. I know I don't get enough fiber. I know
I
that.
probably don't either. Hey, can losing your cool be good for you? According to a German study, people who express their anger live 2 years longer, on average, than those who bottle up their rage. I'm going to live forever.
I would agree with that.
After analyzing 6,000 patients, researchers found those who internalized their anger feelings ran the risk of elevated pulse, high blood pressure, and other serious ailments. Dr. Janet Taylor, a psychiatrist who specializes in stress management, says it's really how to express appropriate anger. People who keep it bottled up, so they get depressed. Certainly, they have a higher risk for cardiovascular disease like heart attacks and even sudden death. So let a little bit of that out. Want to live to be 100 or older? Your odds are better if you're a woman. Statistics from the U.S. Census Bureau revealed that for every 100 women that make it to at least the age 100, there's only 20.7 men who do the same.
Now, in all honesty, do you want to live that long?
Sure, why not?
I really
Statistics
don't.
revealed that getting to 100 isn't any easy feat. Fewer than 2 people out of 10,000 will make it to the age 100. And for me, it's all about quality of life.
Right.
If things are going well, yeah, I want to be 100. But if not, then I don't. So.
Yeah,
And I've taken
thanks.
such good care of myself thus far. I'm sure I'm
I'm sure you're a shoe-in for.
I'm a shoe-in for 100. Probably not. I can't even put my shoes in, is what I'm saying. Hey, over here. Strange law. You may not catch a fish in Pennsylvania using any body part except the mouth. I'm thinking that's the fish's mouth. So you can't catch a fish by the tail. You can't catch a fish by the fin. You have to catch the fish by the mouth. Otherwise, it's against the law in Pennsylvania. There you go. It's been your strange law. This has been your scoop of the day.
This portion of the program is brought to you by RoughToughKennels.com. Dog kennels and accessories sent to your front door wherever you live. Your dog deserves it. Learn more at RoughToughKennels.com.
Thank you so much for listening on a Wednesday. We've got a special guest on the telephone line right now, Carl Safina, host of PBS's Saving the Ocean and author of Beyond Words, What Animals Think and Feel. Carl, thanks for joining us today.
Oh, thank you for having me.
I've got a copy of the book here. What a beautiful book. I love the cover. It's got these elephants on there, and absolutely gorgeous cover. And now the book itself has been out for just a short while here. Is this your first book, or have you done other books in addition to this?
It's my 7th book, actually.
7th book.
And that cover, that is a beautiful picture. What's happening there is that little elephant is newborn. It has never stood up before, and the mother and 2 cousins are helping it up to its feet for the first time.
That's really neat. So it's kind of a family affair. They're all helping out to get him on his feet.
The Lives of Elephants is very much a family affair, yes. They all know each other, and their bonds are very, very close and very deep and strong.
That is really cool. Now, when it comes to the difference between animals and humans, I'm assuming there are quite a few differences, but there are also some similarities as well. When you look at the different animals out there, which ones would you say are the most like us as far as the way that their relationships are?
Well, humans are animals, so the distinction is artificial. So we're really talking about humans and non-human animals, or humans and other animals. And there are a lot of differences, and there are really a lot of similarities. But the similarities are much greater than the differences. Our whole skeleton, our muscles, all our organs, our nervous system, the neurons that make up our brains, the chemicals indistinguishable between us and all other animals. The thing that makes each species different is basically the outer contours and some of the peculiarities of how the minds work and what the special talents are. Our special talent is verbal communication. That's the thing that we do that's different than what other animals do, mostly.
And some of us are pretty good at it, and some of us are still trying to capture the abilities to do that.
That's true, and even when we talk to one another, people we don't know very well, we need to verify what they're saying by whether it makes sense, whether their actions, conform to what they're saying, the situation. Because words can get a lot across, but words can also lie. So they only go so far, and we're always checking these other cues. Most other animals have a much more perceptive ability to check all these other cues, and many of them also have a very rich vocal repertoire. They don't quite have language with syntax the way we do, or the ones that do have is very, very limited compared to us. We have a much richer language with syntax, but they're very expressive. They are very comprehending and intuitive. They really know who they are. They know who their friends and rivals are. They understand their territory. They know where they need to go.
And I've noticed for years, when you're speaking to, like we have two little puppy dogs, and when I'm talking to them, I don't think they necessarily understand the words that I'm saying, but they certainly understand the tone in which I say those words. So I could be saying something really mean to them if I wanted to, but if I said it in a nice tone, if I could say, well, you sure are a dumb little dog, she'd probably be thinking, oh, hey, he's happy with me. So I suppose the way that we say things probably matters as much, if not more, than what we say, not just to animals, but to humans too.
Well, there's that expression, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And the poet Maya Angelou, during a speech she was making, she said 2 months from now, you won't remember what I said, but you'll remember how it made you feel.
Yeah.
So that's also, a lot of our emotional lives, our emotional reactions to things and other individuals around us is really very, very similar to how other animals experience their lives.
Well, again, I appreciate the time that you spent with us this morning. I see we're about out of time. Before we run out of time, I want to ask you, where can I find a copy of the book, Beyond Words, What Animals Think and Feel?
It's available online in hardcover, in downloadable Kindle edition. It's available in audio edition, and any bookstore either has it already or will be getting it soon, and you can certainly order it at any place that sells books.
Very good. Carl, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us today.
Thank you. I really appreciate it, too.
And again, Carl Safina, he is the host of PBS's Saving the Ocean, and his new book is called Beyond Words, What Animals Think and Feel. Get out and get your copy of that wherever you like to buy books. Thank you so much for joining us on the John and Heidi Show.
This portion of the program is brought to you by CarsForSale.com. If you're in the market to buy a car, truck, or van, find thousands of vehicles to choose from at CarsForSale.com.
Today is a very special day, Heidi. You know what today is?
What is today, John?
Well, today is Wednesday, the 22nd day of July, which means it's Casual Pie Day.
Casual pie?
Yeah, 22/7, so it's like backwards or whatever. It's Casual Pie. I don't know. It's a math thing. It's for smart people. That's why we have no clue. It's also Fragile X Awareness Day, National Panache Fudge Day. That sounds pretty good. Rat Catcher's Day. Didn't know that was a thing. And Spoonerisms Day. So we're going to celebrate. Which of all of those things, which one do you think we'll celebrate?
Probably the fudge.
I'll go for the fudge. I was into pie when I thought it was
food. You know what?
food.
I'm not a huge fudge fan,
I'm not either,
though.
but
I can
like
have
a
maybe
bit
a
of fudge.
tiny bit, but...
National Panache Fudge Day. I don't know what panache
I don't know
fudge
what panache
is.
fudge is.
I might not even be saying it right. Could be something completely different. Anyway, get out there and celebrate one way or another, because today is a day to celebrate. It is Wednesday, the 22nd day of July.
This portion of the program is brought to you by StoneGroupArchitects.com. It's more than a building. It's design and function working together. Check out the project portfolio at StoneGroupArchitects.com.
Being robbed in your home while fast asleep is one thing, but being carjacked while asleep at the wheel, that's a whole different story.
Well, how would you be asleep at the wheel?
A Seattle man is doing well after sleeping through a carjacking. Yeah, he slept through it. right through it. Police say 4 men forced 4 people out of their Honda Passport and went for a joyride. But they didn't get very far after realizing that a 5th person was still sleeping in the back seat.
Okay.
When discovered, the carjackers apparently panicked, and the Honda ran into a parked car just a short distance after they took it. The 4 men inside fled, and police were able to catch up with one of the suspects, but the other 3 were still on the loose. Nobody was injured, and I wonder if the guy was still sleeping when the police got there. So what happened? What are you talking about? The men, did you get a good look at them? What men?
I didn't see anything.
They stole the car. What car? What are you
That
guys
makes more
talking about?
sense than him being asleep behind the wheel.
No,
I was like, how does that happen?
He was taking a little nap in the back seat,
Yeah,
and
okay.
I'm trying to figure out how everybody jumped in the car without noticing him there. It's a Passport. This is a Honda. That's not a big car. Where was he hiding? Under the seat? I have no clue. This is crazy. So there you go. Have you ever felt like when you were? Have you ever been carjacked? I think the answer is no. Nor have I.
No.
I've never been carjacked. Thank goodness. I'm glad that kind of thing doesn't happen around here. But have you ever been in your vehicle and locked the door because somebody looked very suspicious?
Yes, that I have done.
I did that too. There was a guy, and I don't know what he was doing, but he was going from car to car, kind of like looking in the cars. And I was parked. I was in a I'm not going to say the business parking lot, but I was in a parking lot. You were inside shopping. I'm out in the car, and this guy's going like car to car looking in. I had no clue what the heck he was up to, but I saw him kind of looking in a vehicle like 2 cars over from me, and I locked my doors. I'm like, I don't know what this guy's up to. I don't know if he was looking for somebody or if he was looking for something. I'm not exactly sure.
Roll him up.
That was from the original Vacation movie.
Vacation.
That's right, in the Family Truckster.
Yeah.
Now, they got a new Vacation movie coming out. I hope that's good. I really do.
I saw the preview. It looks okay.
It looks funny. I haven't seen it, but
You
I'm
know what
hoping
we
it's-
saw that I was the sequel that we saw that I was very pleasantly surprised by is Paul Blart Mall
yeah.
Cop 2.
It was fun.
I went in expecting to be disappointed, so
was
I was
good.
pleasantly surprised.
It was fun. All right. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Wednesday.
This portion of the program is brought to you by DirecTV, 1-800-259-7646. Also brought to you by RVWheelator.com. If you're buying an RV or selling an RV, check out RVWheelator.com and the Dollar Shave Club. Here's John and Heidi.
What's in a name? Ever thought about changing your name for any reason? A 5-year-old boy has done it, Heidi. He's changed his name because it was too long for him to write down. Joseph Michael William Duncan Williamson decided he's had enough of that. Coming home from school crying. Hey, with a name like that, you get hand cramps before you finish writing your book report. His mother, Gail, took out a newspaper ad to announce the change to simply Joseph William Duncan. Now the little boy is writing his name all over the place. Just Joseph William Duncan. You know, you don't need a name change to do that, sir. You can just shorten
write
it up.
Joe.
Yeah, put Joe.
Yeah.
JD.
There you go.
Look how much time I saved him.
There you go.
I'm just saying, he didn't need to go to all the
No.
expensive. So I'm not sure how that works.
I
It says
bet
that-
they didn't. I mean, she said she made an announcement in the paper. I'm sure they probably didn't go through the legal name change.
I don't know
bet
how that
they're
works.
just saying now we're going to call him this.
Either way, you don't even need to do the ad. You can just start calling him that.
Right.
You should hear some of the things I've been called. All right. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
This portion of the program is brought to you by GunUp.com. If you're a gun lover, you'll be in heaven at GunUp.com. Built by experienced military veterans, shooting sports competitors, and publishing professionals. They have awesome stories and articles that are read by millions of gun enthusiasts. Check it out at GunUp.com.
Keep your eye to the sky. Look for them UFOs. British folk just love UFOs for some reason. According to Britain's Ministry of Defense, the number of UFO sightings in the country rose about 40% last year. There were 135 reports of UFO sightings, up from 97 sightings recorded the year before. One report says that a camper lost his dog while he was abducted by an alien ship in Cardiff, that's over in the United Kingdom. Another report claims that there was a sighting of 2-mile-wide objects over Guernsey, England. Another witness in the Rotherham area claimed seeing a bright triangular object in the sky, which was stationary at first, then moved. This is all from BBC News. So there you go. They're seeing a lot of UFOs over there in England. We're not seeing, I don't know, maybe we're seeing them here and we're just not reporting it. It's a conspiracy, Heidi. That's what it is.
We were at a concert the other night, and
there was something
you
hovering.
were all giddy, thinking that you were.
There was a
seeing
thing
something.
hovering, and then I found out it was
a drone.
It was a drone. I was like, "What is that thing up there?" I'm like, "Check it out! Look at that! It just moved."
I'm like, John,
it's back. It's over here.
It's a drone.
See that jumbotron screen? See the image on there? It's coming from that thing. Would you please watch the concert now? Like, oh, that's what's going on. All right. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
This portion of the program is brought to you by Dollar Shave Club. You can get razors sent to your door each month for just $1 plus a couple of bucks shipping. It's an amazing deal. Log on to dollarshaveclub.com/radio to learn more. That's dollarshaveclub.com/radio. Now, back to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Got a couple stories. I hope I got time to get to both of them. A woman in Bismarck, North Dakota, apparently can't handle her role as a parent. Instead of handling it herself, the woman decided to call the police. Come and arrest my 7-year-old.
Oh, my goodness.
He took $6 from the kitchen counter without permission. Amazingly, the police did indeed arrest the boy, whose fate will now be determined by the Police Youth Bureau. He was arrested for taking $6 from his mother off the counter. Parent your child. Don't call the police. Are you kidding me? That's not what they're here for. You know, I'm a big fan of the police, and I'm sure they were probably frustrated that they had to come and be the parent. All right, moving on. Floyd Stangner stole a pickup truck and got only a short distance down the interstate before the truck ran out of gas. Realizing how far it can be between gas stations on the interstate and not wanting to leave his newly stolen truck behind, he decided to use his cell phone to call for assistance. Did he call his friends? No. Did he call his mom? Of course not. Guess who he called? 911.
Oh, my gosh.
He asked the police if they could come help him out. You bet they can. They helped him out. They got that truck
oh my gosh.
back to the rightful owner, and they gave him some shiny new bracelets. Yeah, he called the police to see if they could help him. I ran out of gas. You know, they're going to probably remember who they helped, but they got there, and the truck had already been reported stolen. So made their job very, very easy. Very easy. Coming up here in a bit, we've got an interesting story from Colombia. We're going to chat about a prison in Colombia and a fun story from there. Appreciate you tuning in to the John and Heidi Show on a Wednesday. I'm excited because I've got some really cool guests lined up for later in the week. We've got a guy tomorrow that we're going to be talking to on the program. Have you ever heard of Redbox? You know what that is. This guy has his own idea. It's called Toolbox.
This is such a cool idea.
I'm so excited.
I think he's going to do really well with this.
He's from like the Detroit area, I think. But anyway, we're going to catch up tomorrow and talk about that. And then Friday, listen to this. Going to have the guys from the TV show Diggers from National Geographic Channel. Yeah, both of them, Ringy and KG, are going to be on the program this Friday. How exciting is that? So be listening this whole week for all kinds of fun stuff. Coming up in a bit, we're going to talk about these inmates and what they did in Colombia.
This portion of the program is brought to you by DirecTV. Call 1-800-259-7646. They have hundreds of channels to choose from, with many packages to fit your viewing desires. Learn more at 1-800-259-7646.
A couple dozen inmates escaped from Colombia's mountain prison of Calato. They returned to the front gates of the compound asking to be readmitted. Why would they do this, you might ask? Why
would they do this?
Hey, that's a good question. The answer is this. The prisoners said they opted to take advantage of the Colombian amnesty law that forgives and forgets prison breaks if fugitives return voluntarily within 72 hours. I didn't know there was such a thing.
I didn't know there was such a thing.
You can break out of prison. As long as you come back within 72 hours, you're okay. According to a spokesperson for the state-run National Penitentiary, as long as the prisoners were back by 10 p.m. Thursday, they would not be penalized for breaking out of prison.
Huh.
So wouldn't that encourage people to try to break out of prison?
Well, yeah, because if
You're like, hey.
I don't know though. I wonder if they're in trouble if they get caught trying to break out of prison.
I don't know. They're like, hey, I'm going to come back by Thursday at 10. It's all right. Huh. And I think if you say Ali Oxenfree, they have to let you go. I think. I'm not sure. This sounds like a ridiculous child game.
Yeah,
they broke out of prison. Dozen inmates broke out of Colombia's mountaintop prison, Calato. They returned to the front gates saying, I want to come back in. And they got to come back in and had no penalty whatsoever for breaking out. So if you wanted to do something on the outside and you could be gone for 72 hours, that's a long time. Okay, I just want, you know what?
Well, yeah, but you'd have to know how to get out. I mean,
Why
it can't be easy to get out. Otherwise, everybody would be getting out all the time.
It sounds like it must be. There were a dozen inmates that did it.
But they found a way. They found a way.
Yeah, anyway, that's in Colombia. I wonder if we have one of these. This amnesty law
I don't know.
Forgives and forgets.
I sincerely don't think so, because I think that the second you're out, like everybody is called, there's a manhunt. And
they don't say, well, let's give him 72 hours.
Let's see if he comes back by tomorrow.
They may be coming back.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's probably coming back. He just wanted to get a, apple
Slurpee.
pie or something.
He needed a Slurpee.
He was having some cravings. All right. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thanks for tuning in on a Wednesday. You're listening to The John and Heidi Show.
Time now for the bonus break. Only available here on the John and Heidi Show podcast.
And your bonus break is brought to you by our good friends at the Dollar Shave Club. I am so excited. I switched over from the Humble Twin. I switched over to the middle of the road. What's the middle one called? It's got like 2 or 3 blades.
I don't remember what
4
it's
blades.
called.
Anyway, I got a notification that they're shipping. I'm going to be getting it soon. So
nice.
I'm looking forward to that. I love the Executive. That is my favorite. But I thought I want to try this other one just so I can say I've tried them all. Because how can I possibly recommend to you from my heart of hearts, and knowing that I'm telling you the right thing and steering you in the right direction, how can I tell you if I don't try it? I can't.
I think I used the Humble Twin this morning.
Did you?
I think so.
It's blue. I have some left.
Is it in the shower?
Yes, I put it in.
Yes, I did use it this morning.
That was my decoy. I thought if I put this in here, you guys will quit looking for my other ones.
Well, the other one was in there too. I just used
Who put that in there?
I don't know.
Everybody keeps
It was
taking my
in there.
damn razors. I'm going to have to put we've got a gun safe. Can I get a razor safe too?
No, you don't need a razor.
Well, the good news is they're affordable enough. Kids, go ahead. Keep on using them. I don't care. Dollar Shave Club. If you want to sign up, you can do so at dollarshaveclub.com/radio. Over here, interesting story that I want to share. Rich Wilcox, aided by his Cocker Spaniel Leah, they rescued a beached baby dolphin while fishing on an isolated beach in the UK. There's a video that you can see if you want to see this. I posted the video. If you go to facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. If you just go to John and Heidi, there's a couple. They look very nice, but that's not us. But I've noticed they have a lot more friends now than they used to since we started promoting this.
Oh.
They are probably very frustrated with us. So
probably a lot of people who think that...
we should reach out to them and let them know that, hey, so sorry.
Yeah.
Anyway, facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. Go check that out. And there's a link there at johnandheidishow.com as well. But if you go on there, you can see the video of this dog. The dude was just walking down the beach, and his dog went nuts. And they go over to the beach, and there's a little baby dolphin, like wiggling around in the rocks. The ocean had washed him up.
Poor little thing.
So the guy took his camera, and I don't know where he was holding it, because all of a sudden he was using both hands here. So if he put it in the crutch of his, what do you call this? The crook of his neck?
Crook of your neck?
I don't know what he did with the camera. Somehow the camera was still hanging on, and he pushed this baby dolphin out to sea, and then the dolphin swam out a little bit. Then he comes back up, almost like saying, thank you, and then he swims back.
Oh.
I didn't hear the words thank you, but I think that's what he was doing, because he started swimming away, and then he came back up. I was like, why would you be coming back up? He splashed around a little bit like, hey, thanks, man, and then swam off. So if you want to check it out, I posted the video there because I thought this is really hard to describe on the radio or in the pod. I guess we're not on the radio anymore. On the pod. It's hard to describe on a podcast.
I'll have to watch it. I heard you listening to it.
Yeah, I was like, hey, check this out. This is awesome. And you're like, I am busy. Some of us have work to do around here.
Yeah, some of us are working.
We don't have time to play around on YouTube. What, you almost done with that level of Candy Crush? Anyway, upon seeing the little dolphin struggling on the rocky beach, he managed to rescue the creature while filming. So go check it out.
Nice.
And you can see that, johnandheidishow.com. There's a link to all that stuff. It's on our Facebook page. All right, that's going to do it for your bonus break. I should have more, but I don't because I'm not prepared. I was busy messing around on YouTube. You can learn more about the Dollar Shave Club at dollarshaveclub.com/radio.